Hey.
Hi. Welcome to the Death Battle Cast.
Hi. Like it snuck up on you or something.
Like it's
goodness.
You treated that opening like it was mugging you.
I didn't even realize this was happening. It just showed up here at the office and
Funny
they put me in
how
a chair. And I was
whenever
like,
the four of us every Tuesday at noon Central Standard or 11:30 Central Standard Time are sitting at this table, we do a podcast.
What?
Funny how that happens.
Yeah.
but it's not 11:30. It's 12.
Is it?
It's 12:03.
We
We're
get
3 minutes
here.
late. Oh,
We get here at
I'm told to
11:30.
be here at 11:30. That's
What are we talking about today? I'm on brand here. don't worry.
Welcome to the Death Battle Cast. We're the casting crew of Death Battle and beyond. I'm Ben.
And
I'm the
beyond.
voice of Wiz.
I'm Shad. I play Boomstick.
I'm Nick, and I guess I'm beyond, according to Ben.
Yes.
I'm Sam, and I'm whatever is beyond.
One up.
Just
and
one
This
up and-
episode of the Death Battle Cast is brought to you by Upstart. Just to let you know, they're cool. We'll have more to talk about Upstart later on in the show. Hey guys, what's going on?
Oh, no, man.
Not a lot, bud.
We were off yesterday,
Thank
so this is
you.
the first
Thank
day in
you.
this week, and it's weird.
Thank you, all three of you, for joining me for this wonderful show.
Can we
that we're
say
gonna jump
shout out
into.
to presidents for giving us a day off? Like that shit was mad dope of y'all.
I mean, when people
shout
ask
out
you,
to most presidents. Fuck
Thank
you, y'all.
Thank you, George Washington.
Yeah,
And
he
Lincoln.
was a real G.
they specifically
Yes.
gave us holidays.
Lincoln was a G. Yeah, that's for sure.
Everybody
Okay.
else didn't get us a holiday, so Washington and Lincoln. That's why they're the best presidents, right? That's how it
Totally.
works.
They're also on the most money, probably. I think ones and fives are probably the most like.
Andrew
ubiquitous.
Jackson's on the 20.
Yeah, but I
But
don't know.
he's-
Do you think the 20 is the most circulated bill? I would assume ones and fives got him beat.
I don't know. For how little I use cash these days, if I do use cash, I'm probably withdrawing 20s from an ATM.
Do you think like I could get like a stoogey old white guy on my debit card just to make it feel more like cash?
I'm sure you can. No, yeah, they have those custom cards. So, some of them.
I
will,
tried to
put
get
your
one
own-
of those once.
I remember.
Yeah. Well,
What did
no,
you try and put on it? You tried to do something. They wouldn't let you do a logo.
It was something I made in Photoshop that was pretty cool, and it was nothing wrong. It was a Final Fantasy Tactics thing, and I pretty much just I was trying to get better at Photoshop. So just as a little work thing, I was like, okay, I'm gonna use like a little thing and make like a little black mage, and I made a really cool little Final Fantasy black mage, and I was like, dope. I'm gonna want to put this on my debit card because they just randomly sent me an email like the same day I was working on it. I was like, fuck yeah. And then they're like, we can't use copyrighted material. And I was like, bitch, I made it in Photoshop. What are you talking about? Like, I don't know. But yeah, that was my experience with trying to get a custom card.
That happened to me when I tried to print the marquee banner for the Third Strike cabinet we have.
Oh,
we had a
yeah.
Street Fighter 3
Yeah.
Third Strike cabinet. It started out as the Street Fighter 3 New Generation cabinet, and then we put Third Strike in it, and I was like, I want the banner marquee to represent that it has Third Strike. So it took me forever to track down the right one and I was like, okay, I got it all set in a high res version, got it ready to go, and I tried to take it to Kinko's, and they're like, yeah, we won't print this, and I'm like, what? And they were like, yeah, no, that's copyrighted material. We can't print something that you don't own. And I'm like, but I own the cabinet. I own the game. I just want
Do you
the
own
banner
the
to say
Street
it. And they're
Fighter
like,
brand?
yeah, sorry, we can't do it. And I was just like,
I've had Kinko's print out artwork.
I think it's just how much they care at any given time. Sometimes they're just yeah, whatever.
Go
be
back on a
go ahead.
different shift, and you'll get it printed.
that
Yeah.
cabinet's still.
Yeah, we
in
still have it here.
building. Did you ever replace the sticks?
Nope. Never did?
The sticks have been replaced twice in their life. The
Well,
problem is it has
To the ones that you wanted to replace.
oh no, to put in the Japanese
the
parts.
ball joints or
Yeah,
whatever.
I have to redo the whole top. I have to redo the whole top wood panel.
That's right, that's
because they're
right.
super thick. I can't put them in.
It's a much bigger process. I just know that's something that you
It's
want
true.
to
It
do for a
is
long
here
time.
now, and I could just do it.
For a decade, we've been complaining about the sticks on the Third Strike cabinet for 10 years, and nothing's been done about it.
Never changed. But yeah, it's right over there. So anytime you want to just dump
Just
in a bunch
spend
of
my own
and
money.
time.
Yeah, I've got sticks. I've got buttons. I just need to remake that whole top panel.
Well, hey, we also got a death battle to talk about.
Yeah, whatever.
But we have a death battle animation to show off. This
fun.
one is for
Let's
the
look.
Mega Man Battle Royale that's coming up. We don't have sound effects for this one just yet because, again, we're
Is
pretty
this
early
another
on.
instance where we can
I
provide our own
mean, we
voices?
did it last time.
Is the gimmick gonna get old
I
if we
feel
keep
like the
doing
gimmick's
it?
going to get pretty
Okay.
old. So we could just...
I feel like it might.
I feel like it might already be pretty old. So depends. We can do a vote right now. With the
Let's
four
just-
of us.
We'll see what happens.
I've been trying to
We'll
walk.
just see what happens. We'll
Yeah.
just talk over it and see what happens. Okay, so Mega Man Battle Royale is coming out next week. And we're very excited to share this with you guys.
Sweet.
So let's go ahead and bring up the little teaser for the animation.
This is my first time seeing it too.
This is Pizza Hut.
I didn't work on that episode, but how Mega Man Legends doesn't really wear his helmet, and that's like stupid. Like, like your helmet, that's the most important piece of protective gear.
That's what
is your
makes. That's how
fucking
you can
helmet.
tell it's Mega Man
Yeah,
Legends.
That's
Mega Man.
that's
no.
kind of the thing for the animation specifically, because Mega Man Volnet does have a helmet. He wears it
Yeah.
less. Like he's the only Mega Man who like
In
actually
town, he
takes
takes it off. Yeah,
But
and then when you're on
for
missions, it's
for the
on.
animation, we have it off just so that you can tell
Yeah,
the
you can
difference.
tell.
Yeah.
Well, you could
'Cause-
also tell because in that canon, him and Roll aren't sister and brother; they're love interests, right?
Yeah, which is really
which
weird.
is like, why make that fucking change? Like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Like,
What?
why not change your name if
Or
it's-
give
Yeah,
just,
like-
just new character.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's not Rock in that
Okay,
one.
but still, he still
But-
wants to smash Roll.
it's
Still Mega Man and Roll.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's bizarre.
still like it's just like, hey, in this canon they're brother sister, and literally all canons are brother sister. In this one though, they're trying to smash.
even
Like,
even something as simple as like Rolla or something like
Yeah,
that. Or
yeah.
Rolling or something. I don't know. Like change it just a little bit.
Yeah, please.
And it would be a little
And also
more
trombone's a
comfortable.
little
Color
like,
Jazz
ah.
or something if you want to keep the
But
names up.
yeah, but yes, that was just a small little snippet of the fight that is coming out next week, next Monday for first members on roosterteeth.com and on YouTube that Wednesday, the 27th. I am so fucking hyped to see reactions to this episode because 5 characters, 5 rundowns, like a million calculations of crazy proportions. These Mega Men get way
These
crazy.
Mega
He's
Man.
Mega Man. That's
Yeah,
my
they,
favorite
like-
part about it.
There's a certain point where it's like, I think most people watching probably have a good understanding of who Mega Man is.
Right.
We've even had him in Death Battle before, and even Mega Man X. Like, he's not. His world is different from Mega Man's, but they're not too far apart in terms of like their powers and what they can do and whatnot. But once you start getting into like Battle Network and especially Star Force Mega Man,
Yeah.
things get crazy. Like he's made out of like radio waves and he's fighting aliens who are also made out of radio waves and they're all invisible and they're like phasing through dimensions and stuff. And one of the Mega Men is actually a stillborn baby. Like things get really weird. Get ready.
The
for
only
Mega
thing-
Man Battle Royale.
The only thing I need to ask is why didn't Mega Man change color when he used metal blades?
There's a lot of powers going on, Chad. There's like a million powers going on in this animation.
And having them constantly
if we had
changing
them
colors.
constantly changing colors, that would have been we would still be working on this episode.
Well, and it would,
wouldn't have been
be
able to show
and it would be confusing as hell for people
Oh
to
my
follow
god!
him along.
Could you
who's-
imagine like the rainbow shit going
Yeah,
on?
like, which
Yeah.
Mega
All
Man
the
Does he
change colors
change
every
colors
time.
when he uses moves in Smash?
He
No.
does not.
No.
No.
His
We're
alternate.
good. Canon, shut up.
No. And yeah, there's multiple occasions where Mega Man don't actually change the colors to do the different weapons, but they do. And I know that's going to be kind of a topic that's brought up.
I just wanted to bring it up
but
so we could address it right
yes, I mean I'm sure we'll talk about it on the next episode as well because as always we'll be doing a Q&A for the episode on here after Mega Man Battle Royale goes up next week. But yeah, that was mainly to save time so that we could have more fight as opposed to having to spend more time making sure that they we're being the same we're turning into the right colors. So we could basically add a whole extra minute of fight instead.
Yeah.
And
again,
also so that you could tell who was doing what.
Yeah, with the
'cause,
camera
man,
cutting to the different Mega Men, if they're always changing colors, you'd just be like, who the fuck am I looking at now?
Like, that was the early part of the fight where there's two fights going on next to each other. But, like, at one point, at several points in the episode, all 5 of them are fighting all at once. And it's fucking crazy. So just imagine all the just changing colors all the time. Oh, my God, that would have been nuts. But, yeah, we're very excited to share that with you guys next week. And also announce the upcoming episode after that, which, well, I don't want to spoil it, but might be our 3D fight. We'll see.
So yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Probably the 3D fight.
Probably. I don't know. It could be like a flip book. We've never done that
Yeah,
before. We could do
sticky
that.
notes?
Yeah,
Just
just
like-
sticky note fight.
We talked about doing that for April Fool's once, I think.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Yeah,
right?
we can do
There's
that
some
one.
people that do like crazy fucking detailed ones that are insane. That would be fun to get somebody to do one of those.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I remember when we did Go-Go vs. Superman, like a year later, somebody made a flip book version of the fight, and it was like like surprisingly really long, but really awesome. And I just remember looking and be like, I wish I could do that. But
I mean, you can with enough time and patience.
yeah, well, I wish I had that. But all right, so let's go ahead and talk about our sponsor for this week's episode, Upstart.
Yeah.
Applying for a loan is a lot like applying for a job that you don't get to interview for. Instead, loan companies make their decisions based on your credit score and history without getting to know the whole you. And credit score gets super complicated and super weird, and it can get set up in a situation where you think you got a really high credit score, but turns out you paid off your loan in advance, and that actually hurts it, which makes no sense, but whatever. But thanks to Upstart.com, it never has to be that way again. Upstart is revolutionizing the way you borrow money by rewarding you for your job experience and education in the form of a smarter interest rate. Upstart goes beyond the traditional FICO score when accessing your credit or when assessing your credit worthiness. This makes it fast, simple, and easy to check your rate in less than 2 minutes without affecting your credit score. The best part, once your loan is approved, the funds will be transferred to you the very next next day. So, free yourself from the burden of high-interest credit card debt by consolidating everything into one monthly payment with Upstart. Hurry to upstart.com/cast to find out how low your Upstart rate is. Checking your rate only takes 2 minutes and won't affect your credit. That's upstart.com/cast.
Thank you, Upstart.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks to them, we can actually do this show. So definitely check them out. Upstart.com/cast. All
Somehow
right.
my cat escaped.
Oh no! In the
Cat.
rain?
Yep.
Like you
Cat's
just
not
got
coming
text.
home
It's
until
like,
it's done.
No,
raining.
that's like the neighborhood group posted and is like, is this anyone's cat? It's on my porch meowing
Okay.
at us. And I'm like, uh-oh.
so your cat's not lost. It's just found by
Not,
someone
I mean,
else.
she's there right now, but she also, my cat's like a raging bitch, so I don't think that she's going to let anyone else like bring her in their house.
Just leave her on the porch. Don't go out back. Like,
Well, we will give you live updates.
Yeah, I'm going to message him right now and be
the
like, yeah.
status of Chad's cat because needs to
Shit.
be found, needs to be saved. While he's doing that, let's go ahead and talk about what's going on.
what is going on?
What's the update, Chad?
What? I'm messaging the lady right now. It's like, save my cat.
We need to know now.
I want to know now.
It's raining. The cat's not going anywhere.
Well, I mean, it somehow escaped during the rain, so
There's this cat that hangs out in our apartment that my wife, Christine, has been earning the trust of gradually, like feeding it food and stuff like that. We don't know who
That's
it
how you
belongs
get a
to.
cat, Nick. You know that, right?
Yeah, I
That's
know.
okay.
Tell
Yeah.
me about it. There's already
Okay.
a box
Aren't you
of
allergic to
blankets
cats?
sitting. Yes, I am.
oh no.
That's how you end up just being itchy for the rest of
there's
your life.
There's a box with blankets
Hell yeah.
as
yeah,
its
you gotta
bed,
keep it
in,
warm,
waiting
yeah.
for it in the front of the front door.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, so hey, are we adopting this cat? No, we're not adopting this cat.
She's just made a bed for it on the inside of your
I
house.
know, but there's already a place for it to live.
Okay.
We don't know what its name is, but the first time we saw it, it was curled up on the hood of a car. So I just call it Hood Kitty. We both
That's
just call
a
it
good
Hood
name.
Kitty.
I like Hood Kitty, yeah.
Hood kitty.
It's been
it's good.
abbreviated to Hoodie lately. which is admittedly kind of a cute name for
That's
a
a
cat.
good name for a
Yeah,
cat.
hoodie.
Hey, hoodie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
You should get him a hoodie one day. It could be hoodie and a hoodie. Do a little hoodieception right there.
Yeah, after you adopt him, invite him into your home, and then he basically just becomes part of the family.
My
Then you give
allergies
him
are gonna
hoodie.
hate this.
Just
They're gonna hate it so much.
you know how there's like all these hot monthly prescriptions or subscriptions these days where it's just like where
Hot
you got
monthly prescriptions.
well, no, it's like you got like Loot Box started it, and you got all these clothing ones, and like we all love Quip, etc. You can get a Benadryl one. That's gonna be your life. You just get the Benadryl monthly box, and they hook you up with every allergen need you need. Because, yeah, you're going to need that shit in your life.
Historically speaking, and granted, the last time I had to like really take allergy medicine on the regular was when I was a teenager. But historically speaking, no combination of medicine has quite solved my problems yet. So I don't know. I'm
just gotta
afraid
get
that
used to it, I guess.
Unfortunately, I don't think that's really how it works. Like, you just got to deal with it. Unfortunately, like I got the same kind of issue.
Okay.
Like I'm allergic to cats and dogs and whatnot. I don't think nearly to the same extent, but and I take
Well,
Zyrtec
maybe.
and
I don't
stuff
know.
every day, and it's still kind of a thing I got to pay attention to.
I
But
used to be allergic to cats, and then I started dating April, and
Yeah,
her
once
cat
you live
slept
with a
on my
cat.
face every night that I would sleep over there, until eventually I just wasn't allergic anymore.
there you
Yeah.
go, Nick. So
You
you
can
kidnap
put
that
a cat on your face.
strap it to your face.
You can build up like
Come here,
your
kitty.
immune defense system builds up against
Yeah,
allergen
but,
danders,
like,
I
I
believe.
spent-
Not all, but most.
I spent the first like 18 years of my life living in a house with a dog.
Yeah.
And when I moved away from the house for college, that's when everything was magically just cleared up and better. So if I didn't build up a tolerance
That's
to
fair,
it
yeah,
in
yeah.
that amount of time, I doubt it would happen.
I will say
yeah.
Nick is the most allergic to cats that I've ever seen anywhere.
Oh, really?
We went over to play Smash, and who was that? Why am I blanking on his name?
I don't know.
What are you talking about?
We went to go play Smash early with
That's
Ash,
right.
thank you.
Ash is
I kept wanting to say Alec, and I'm like, no, that's not right. And I know Ash. Anyway, so we were to play with Ash, and they have cats, and Nick didn't know this. So Nick comes in and sits down,
Oh yeah, they
and
just
and he starts
they
going,
just
and
got
Nick
the
just
cat.
starts like immediately just like, I think, and he's just like, and he's just like,
Yeah.
"Do you guys by any chance have a cat?" And there's literally a cat sitting behind him. Yeah, there's one right there, and he's like,
Stealthy little
"Oh,
thing.
got it." And then Nick just like, I mean, just everything looked uncomfortable.
Eyes watering,
Yeah.
you itching, sneezing,
Yeah.
coughing,
It was
throat
bad.
on fire.
He murdered him.
Wow.
It's a bad life out there.
So you're not going to get a cat, hopefully. Is this
No,
what was
you can't.
going on?
Like-
Was cat talk? Was that?
No,
was
it
what was
wasn't.
going
This
on?
says Elsa is an X-Man.
well.
We're talking-
well,
Whoa,
hang on. We do need an update.
I don't know. I messaged the lady. I was like, "Hey, that's my cat."
Fuck
I'm-
that.
no
Can
update
we talk
from
about
that?
Elsa as an X-Man? What?
Okay,
I'll
so
let you know.
well, I mean, have you guys seen the Frozen 2 teaser or whatever?
I have not.
Sure have.
That you have.
No.
Nobody prepares for this show.
No one told me to watch a
No one
Frozen 2
told me-
teaser.
I did. I watched
Nick
it.
prepares for this show. Thank you, Nick.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I'm trying to
welcome.
save my cat.
So, well, I mean, the thing was like the trailer is set up to make
For
it
a
look
couple
like
of
she's
days.
training to be an X-Man, essentially.
Really?
She's learning to
Yeah,
it's learning to control
kinda.
her X-Men powers. Her frozen powers.
I have said this for so long, but Elsa is going to be like one of the strongest death battle competitors if we ever put her in.
That's what I'm curious about. Is what you think she would be like in a death battle?
Dude,
She's trying to control her
insane.
powers. She made a fucking castle. Like that seemed pretty controlled.
But
Not
she
only-
stomped her foot on the ground and made an intricate, multi-level, 10,000 square foot.
Not to
Dwelling
mention,
place.
not
Yeah.
to mention that she creates sentient life.
So in
Yeah.
the
Out of
trailer,
snow.
in the trailer, she has trouble freezing the ocean. So
What?
She's running
Why
out
is
into the
she
ocean.
freezing the
as-
whole ocean?
It looks like it's a training sequence. She's trying to get as far out as possible during a storm. So there's waves coming at her, and she's supposed to be like freezing the waves, going over the waves, going to the next wave, and whatnot. And it keeps breaking apart. The wave keeps hitting her. At the end of it, she freezes a wave, kind of like walks up it, and it cracks apart, and all the ice, hundreds of tons of ice, just right on top of her. So I guess she dies in this movie.
That's how her parents died.
Yeah.
It's just the wave,
Oh,
and then the
shit.
boat's gone.
Maybe she's trying to go find them by walking.
Her parents are dead.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
But Yeah, it is weird to me that she's able to create like an intricate ice castle in the first movie, and the second one she's having trouble just freezing.
Not
away.
to mention,
Maybe
like,
she,
it's a title,
she
it's a big
froze
wave,
the
but-
whole country.
Maybe it's the Spider-Man 2 thing where she's
mean, she did
losing
that
her
excellent.
powers and she's trying to get them back or whatever. She doesn't want to be Elsa. She's got to figure out why she's climbing these walls.
Maybe, but then again, I guess that was a thing in the original movie. She creates this intricate ice castle, but then for the rest of the movie, when they're like, "Stop! We need to stop the everlasting winter. Can you stop it?" She's like, "I don't know how."
Well, that's because that's the thing is like she could create ice and she could keep making all the ice shit, but she didn't know how to undo it. And it turns out that she needed to find love, and then once she found love, that gave her the power to undo all the shit. That's the whole
Gotcha.
thing. So by the end of the first one, now she understands how to use her powers and how to undo them. So like, there's a short called Frozen Summer, and she's just like making a bunch of shit. Like, who gives a fuck? So I don't know where this
This
is
is like
coming.
7-minute one, right?
Yeah.
It was in front of some movie.
Something, whatever,
One,
yeah.
I think.
Wreck-It
and
Ralph,
everyone was
maybe?
like,
I don't know.
She had to find love to undo. Does this?
No,
movie-
but not what you think. Not like not
Sisterly
finding a
love.
man. This is like it
that
was
seems
Did you
better.
never
love her
watch Frozen?
sister.
No, man.
Oh, okay.
It's really good.
I'm sure it is.
okay.
It's
Most of
I
those-
mean, I had to
most
watch it
of those,
700 times, Ben. So like,
Tangled.
Yeah, when it's Pixar,
Dude, Moana's better
Disney,
than
like
both of them,
all
though.
those things, they do a pretty good job for everybody. Like,
yeah,
That's just how it
they,
is.
see, that's actually one of the through threads is they poke fun at that. They're like, oh, you just need to find the love of a man or whatever, and
Like,
then it turns
to
out
an
it's
annoying
not.
degree.
Yeah, to an annoying. Yeah, but it wasn't actually that, and it was instead she had to care. She cared
okay.
about her sister, and she loves her sister, and then whatever melted her heart. Yeah. So anyway,
Spoilers.
Elsa would just fuck shit up in a death battle, dude. Like, it's insane. I'll be interested to see what their justification is. Then it's not like they're gonna think about it. They're not gonna be like, why does she like have less power now? They don't care. It's just like they're not us. You know, they're not like that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, story takes precedence for them, which is
Right.
good. Like
Yeah.
that's how it should be. But also, this did conveniently drop like right after kind of a little fiasco with the Aladdin trailer. Please tell me you guys saw that one.
Aladdin.
I saw that
yeah,
I
one.
saw
yeah.
the initial. Yeah,
Oh, you haven't
Have you
seen what
seen
the
the
genie
new
looks
Will
like?
You haven't seen the genie?
I saw the blue genie. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. That was the one. That was like last week.
yeah,
Dropped. Yeah.
it's weird.
It's whatever. Like I don't know. Like what the fuck did you want out of a live
I know.
action genie? Like what the fuck
I
did you
know.
think you were gonna get?
I'm a
Like,
little surprised by the reaction. I mean, I guess I'm not surprised, but
nah,
like
people be freaking out
this
no matter
is-
what.
What did everybody expect?
Yeah.
He's
exactly.
Just,
Like,
he's just Will Smith being blue Will Smith.
Yeah.
It's
Well, you
it's
remember?
the same thing but blue.
Well, you remember when the first image leaked, and it's Will Smith when he's supposed to in the like Prince
In the
Ali
human form, yeah.
when he's in the human form. Everyone got really pissed off and said he's supposed to be blue. And now they're like, they do the thing where it's like, here he is, the blue genie. They're like, fuck you, that looks stupid, you idiots.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like
It's pretty ridiculous.
I meant
Is
to
he-
look up other movies that have like Jinn characters, but I didn't. do
Kazam.
that.
Is he
Yeah.
in that trailer? I've only watched it once, but now that I'm thinking about it, was he CGI'd like to look like CGI?
It
Will
does.
Smith?
It does look a little weird.
There
There's
is
a little
something
bit
that
of
looks-
uncanny
yeah.
valley going on.
Like
Yeah.
you don't need computer CGI to make a guy blue. You know, you can do that with makeup. So I'm just wondering. It looks like there's something more going on there.
Maybe they're trying
Well,
to
because
make
they
him
didn't really
magical.
make him look like smoke, which is one thing I kind of felt like they might do. But
Well, there was also a shot early on. It's an early trailer. It's highly probable that the CGI is not complete.
yeah,
That's how this usually goes. And there's a couple shots in there when Aladdin's going through the cave
Cave of Wonders.
right?
Yeah.
Where stuff is flying around and gold doesn't look quite real. It looks a little unfinished. So I don't think this is the finished genie. But obviously, it's the direction that they're going with and how he will generally look. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't have shown it. It'd
Yeah.
be a little
Yeah.
weird if they would show this and then we watch the actual movie and it looks completely different.
It's just the Robin Williams genie, but like Will Smith is voicing him.
Well, I would imagine him to be a little more wispy looking,
Yeah.
and a little more ethereal, and he doesn't quite look like an
Yeah,
ethereal
yeah,
being,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
think that's what's throwing people off.
yeah.
He looks like what a
Maybe.
djinn usually looks like in media, in any kind of content, whether it's like,
I Dream of Genie, classic.
sure.
yeah. But no, I agree with you.
Except
Like,
he's just very blue.
yeah,
Like ultra blue, like ridiculously blue.
Has Aladdin spoken a word in any of this media so far?
No, I don't think anybody has. Oh no, the Jafar does also in this teaser.
Yeah, that was another thing people didn't like about this one is the way Jafar sounds. How he doesn't sound like a cartoonish evil villain.
That's the thing. I mean,
I've seen some people complain about, like, obviously the genie was kind of the star of that show.
Do they have Iago? Is Iago in this?
You see a parrot at the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Is
he's
it
gonna say
voiced
shit.
by
Gilbert Gottfried? No, I don't know.
I don't.
I'd be
Actually, let me
surprised-
check to see if we know that. This mic. Excuse me. I'm trying to get to my
The-
computer microphone.
The like I don't know. Could they use Gilbert Gottfried? I feel like back in the day,
Why couldn't they? They're getting James Earl Jones to be Mufasa in the
because
live
Gilbert
action.
Gottfried is
porn.
one of like the fucking dirtiest comedians ever. And, like I feel like now that people know that he is like very, very like it's hard to put him in a Disney show when you like if you're on YouTube and you're like, let me see some more Gilbert Gottfried because he's a funny parrot, and then he talks about really like
So
next
I was
level-
just plowing her in the air. Yeah, like,
Yeah,
it's
like,
terrible.
He is really bad.
I
Like
don't think Iago has a. Okay, so
Iago might not have a
is. There's some weird shit with the original Aladdin movie, and one of them is Iago. Why the fuck does he talk? Is it ever
Because-
explained
No,
why
why
he
would they
talks?
need
Funny
to.
children's
There's
cartoon.
also-
Abu
yeah,
doesn't
I don't
talk. The tiger doesn't
Abu
talk.
kind of talks.
Abu like interacts, but he doesn't
Yeah.
talk. Like Iago is literally just a person in a parrot body.
yeah.
So,
but there's magic in the
he's-
world, so none
Yeah,
of
he's
us have to
Jafar's
be
a
worried.
sorcerer. I always
Yeah,
assumed.
like-
presumably, yeah, Jafar did
Well-
some sorcery thing to make him talk, but like,
Here's what I think it is. Abu doesn't talk because Aladdin's already kind of like the good guy. The tiger Raja doesn't talk because it's already the Princess Jasmine, already kind of lighthearted. For a kids movie, Jafar might be a little too intense in some scenes, so you have Iago there as the comic relief.
sure.
Yeah.
But
That makes
I mean,
sense.
in terms of like the world of Aladdin and the plot of it,
Yeah, there's
it's
no
never
other
explained
talking
why Iago
animals.
talks.
Iago-
So I don't think Iago is going to talk in this movie. at all.
I think
Probably not.
Iago is probably one of Jafar's Horcruxes. That's what it is.
No, I mean Iago tries to, but he betrays Jafar like all the time, and especially in the animated show.
That's true. He's like a good guy at the end of it, isn't he?
Yeah,
In,
yeah,
like,
yeah. Yeah, he has to change
Aladdin
of heart in the
2.
That's
movie,
right.
and then
Yeah.
like through all the like the animated
Iago
series.
is the
like,
parrot Vegeta of Aladdin.
exactly, pretty much. Man, dude, every time I think about that, I think. Did you guys ever watch the Comedy Central roast of Bob Saget? Mm-hmm. One of the best jobs of a person getting roasted who then got to give it back to everybody and just fucking destroyed them all. Like Bob Saget destroyed everyone, and my favorite one was when he got to Gilbert Gottfried. He just goes, Gilbert Gottfried, that is the face of a pedophile, right? And it cuts to him, and then he goes, and what better way to lure children to your van than using the voice of the parrot from Aladdin? Like, and I fucking lost it.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, it was good. So that's what I think about every time.
Okay.
Maybe that's why they're not gonna have Iago talk.
That's why I said Gilbert Gottfried's a fucking like he is a very, very, very dirty comic, which
Yeah.
I have no issues with, but I could see Disney having
Yeah.
issues with. Like,
Yeah, especially after the James Gunn
yeah.
situation, they might get called out on that, and it could become a big issue.
Well, see, that's all about setting the standards. See, that's what's weird. It's like shows like South Park, like if it, they can do whatever the fuck they want because like right out the gate we're like we're terrible, like we're gonna say the worst crazy outlandish shit. So now they can literally do anything, and they get almost no backlash because they're just like, oh yeah, I mean it's South Park, right? But if you don't start that way and then you start doing some shit, then you're screwed. But yeah. So I'm arguing.
They'd probably be able to get away with it without the James Gunn thing happening, but that would probably come back to bite them in the ass, which is dumb. But, anyway, that's a thing. Blue Will Smith is a thing.
Also, we never fucking consider the fact that parrots do actually talk in real life.
That's true.
But do they devise their own schemes?
No,
their own
but-
conversations.
They can speak.
Maybe
so it's
that's
not
why
that
it's not
fucking
that-
outlandish that a parrot talks, because parrots can talk. They just don't hold conversations like
I guess
Iago.
if you look at the animals, it's like, okay, Abu is basically a person who can't talk in that universe. Then parrots can kind of talk. So when you give them human intelligence, it's like, okay, now he can talk.
He's
Still,
peak,
it's
he's peak
never
parrot.
really
is what he
explained.
is.
He's peak parrot.
He's peak parrot.
Who should Iago
The
fight?
best parrot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who can
Iago
Iago
fight.
fight it?
Well, there's a parrot and Jake in the Neverland Pirates, right? Make him fight that.
What about that whole set? There's a whole couple movies about parrots. They're like blue or something.
Rio.
Rio.
Rio,
Yeah,
there we
yeah.
go. Rio versus Iago. Let us know who you think would win using hashtag Death Battlecast. That's not going to be our community death battle.
Yes.
But
Well.
let us know anyway. It'd be amusing. I don't know.
Also, you guys were talking about this a little bit before we started. Anthem and Apex.
One
Two
is
games
good.
that just came out. Start with A's.
Both are good in some respects.
Well,
Apex
it's
is
so
very
incredible.
good.
So Anthem's
weird.
the new BioWare game, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's, god damn it. When Andromeda was coming out, and everybody was hyped for that, and I'm a big Mass Effect fan, so
Yep.
I was super excited for Andromeda, and it fucking blows. But a lot of the reason why it's not quite up to par with other Mass Effect games is like, oh, everybody's being moved over to work on, I can't remember what it was called at the time, but the Secret Project, which turned out to be
Yeah.
Anthem.
pretty
and
meh.
So I was figuring, okay, maybe this is gonna like fix all my issues with Andromeda. Like maybe all the good talent went over here. Not saying like the talent in Andromeda was bad. There were other issues going on with that production. It's fascinating.
Hey Ben,
should
do you
look
want
it
to
up.
shoot
But
this wave after wave of the same
I was
three
kind of
enemies?
excited for Anthem at first, and then I
it's-
saw
to
the
be
reveal
fair-
trailer at E3, and it was just the same thing over and over.
Well, in like that's the thing. Like I don't think it was ever expected to be anything less than like a loot and shoot, just like Destiny, which is the exact same thing where you shoot the
Yeah.
same shit constantly. And it does that well. And I think it's in a lot of ways it does a better job of that because like your mobility is more entertaining and the world is a bit cooler and I don't know, it just plays smoothly. My issues are almost entirely with how poorly the UI system is made and how just the game in general fucking works. Like from a world building thing, it's like you go out into the world and when you get your guns and you're in your fucking like javelin suit, it's cool. The rest of the game is such a hot stinky turd. It's incredible how like the dichotomy of the game is like fun Iron Man simulator. Really slow, arduous garbage. Like, so fucking bad. And so, yeah, it's weird. Every time I'm in the suit, I'm like, this is a fun game. And then you get out of it and you're like, oh, this is trash. Like, this is fucking terrible.
But even in the suit, it just, I don't know, like the novelty wore off for me so quickly. Like flying around was fun. You know,
think
like, whoa, this is cool. Like,
I honestly think
but then,
like if the novelty is worn off for you in Destiny, it's also worn off for you in Anthem. Like, if you're done with loot and shoot because you played like 300 hours of Destiny, you're done with this genre pretty much until someone does something new. Because they've not done anything new. It's got a really good coat of paint on it,
Yeah.
and it looks nice, and like the graphics are mad fucking shiny.
But the bones are.
Yeah, the bones are the same
Yeah.
fucking thing.
Right,
I've
and
already played it.
When they first revealed it, it instantly reminded me of Destiny, not just because of the gameplay style, but because
Yeah.
of the bike in Destiny. Remember when you first
Oh,
start
yeah,
Destiny
yeah,
and you get
yeah,
that
yeah.
awesome bike and it's like
Sparrow? Yeah.
really fun
Yeah.
to just drive around and start shooting shit from the bike and it's like really
Yeah.
cool, but the novelty wears off eventually and it just becomes kind of like the way to get from point A to B. And I just felt like the javelin suits were going to be
Yeah.
exactly like the bike. Like, it's great flying around, but then,
I mean,
at
you
some
play the whole
point, it's just
time in
kinda
the javelin
done.
suits, so it's a little different, but it
Well,
like,
at that-
it looks
wouldn't
really
that make it
cool
even-
and flying is cinematic and fun, but
If you're always in the javelin suits, wouldn't the novelty just wear off even sooner?
I guess, yeah. I mean, but
yeah, dude. I mean, like, the thing is, at least in Destiny, like, because you can't fly, like, you got, like, you know, like, a pretty super jump, but, like, because you can't fly, it's still, like, you'll get into situations where you're like, oh, God, like, I'm gonna die, this is insane, and, like, I love those moments
Yeah.
where you manage to pull it off, and you feel that pressure, and this one, it's just like, look, I went into a corner, and a lot of enemies are coming, that was dumb, well, fly away, hover above them, and just, like,
Do the enemies
I-
not fly too?
no.
What?
Okay, that's kind of dumb.
some do.
Yeah, but
No,
for the
all
most
right.
part,
Yeah. But also,
They don't have things that can like
no,
if you try
majority
to
of them.
escape, target you, bring you back down.
A
or anything
majority
like
of them have guns and stuff. Nothing
Tractor
they
beams?
don't have any like scorpion moves where they do get over here. But they're
seems
like a
like-
lot of them have guns. Most of the enemies have
that. Would
guns.
be kind of obvious to include.
Like
but
if
okay.
you're everything except for wildlife, they have guns. So, yeah.
If only the wildlife had guns.
But the wildlife, a lot of them like
Plants
they
just bust
spit-
out a rocket
They
launcher.
spit acid at you and
Yeah.
shit.
they
so,
kind of look
you know.
like Grim.
Well, the wolven
Yeah.
things do, yeah, because they're like giant wolf monsters. So, like, yeah, I feel like I don't know. My thing is the UI is just among the fucking worst I've seen in ages. Like, I don't understand
He's yelling
how.
at Kevin about it.
I don't
too.
know how it
Really?
got out of fucking like QA or whatever. It's insane. Like, okay, so you're in
Walk
the
me-
thing.
walk me through it.
You're in the thing
What
where
am I trying to do through the UI?
you're trying to launch a mission with your friends.
Okay.
And here on this thing, you can select any mission that anyone in your group has.
First, you have to walk into the suit, though, right?
So kind of
Well,
like
yeah,
Sea of
you have to
Thieves,
walk into the
or
suit.
So you
where
gotta-
you put a mission down. everyone
no,
puts
so
it?
you're in this like overworld, and you got to walk up to your little suit pod, and then you got to
You
wait for
climb
the
in the
whole
suit.
animation of you
Technically,
getting into the suit.
This is another thing. You go into town, and it does this thing where it's like trying to make like I think like a juxtaposition to how fast and like
Maneuverable.
technical the game is,
Oh.
and then you get in town. And you're like, the sensitivity is like half of what it is. Like, if you're out in the world and I move my mouse like this, I've span around. If you're in town, I'm like this, like trying to turn. Like, I'm doing this every fucking time I turn around in town. It's so fucking annoying. And you can't change the sensitivity of just being in town. It's insane. Fucking awful. Running doesn't really work in town. Like, it's toggles, but it goes like 5% faster. It's fucking weird. Like, it's trash. And you have to go around to talk to people. The voice acting is questionable at times and really good at other times. It's like some characters like, oh, you hired a professional. You hired some random off the street. Like, it's just fucking weird. And then there's a couple of famous people in it. I don't know why. That totally, completely take you out of the game. The guy, who's the Kenneth from 30 Rock?
Oh, really?
His voice, like, the first time I met him, he's just like a side character in the bar. He's a bartender. And I was like, why is Kenneth here? And then there's I think it's Kristen Ward. She's in everything. She's in like Flight of the Conchords and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like right there next to your suit. So every time you get your suit, Kristen Ward's just like, how you doing there, Professor? And you're like, oh, no, you're not in my game right now. Like, stop. But like, I don't know. Those are small guys. But say you want to select a mission. You're on the mission launch screen with your friends, right?
After you've walked into your suit.
Well, if you're with friends, you don't have to walk back to your suit.
That's true.
If you're not with friends and you're on the other side of the map, like in town, it takes like 4 minutes to walk to your suit just to go launch a mission. Like, because you had to go talk to a guy in the bar. You're just like fucking, like, it is so maddening. It's such a bad system. And then so you want to launch a mission with your friends, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Wait, guys, I need to change gear. I have to do a load screen to leave this menu, and then go to the forge, which has a small load screen, change my gear, get out of the forge, go back into my suit. So there's like 5 load screens to change a piece of gear before you launch your mission. Oh, we're on the screen, and I want to like, oh, which mission is mine? Which mission do I have to do next? Because we can see everybody's mission.
Yeah.
The guy who selects the mission, the party leader, sees everyone's mission. But we want to do Chad's mission, not one of mine. What was it called again? I don't know. Chad, leave this fucking load screen, go into your journal, climb back in your fucking suit, and then we'll select the one that's yours. You can't look at your fucking missions when you're on the mission select screen. What the fuck? Okay, you're in the forge. You're in the forge. You just want to quit the game. You're in literally everything. You just want to quit the game.
is all
You
done
have
for,
to
dude.
have a fucking load screen to leave that section to just go to settings to quit the fucking game. I've never been in a game before where I realized that I have to go through a load screen just to exit the fucking game. So I just fucking task manager. No, I just task manager fucking ended the task. That's how I quit the game, because I don't want to wait for another fucking load screen.
Is
just
there
to quit
any
the
Why don't
game.
you
penalty
alt
to doing
F4?
that?
That's faster.
My task manager is always up on my second monitor, so I just go click.
Oh, got it. Okay.
I don't know.
Is there any penalty to quitting like that?
No,
No, God,
I
no.
mean, I assume not. It could be. I
hope not.
Also, like, there's a lot of bugs. Like, your just audio will go out, and the only way to fix it is restart the game. Like, it crashes quite a bit. It's not very optimized.
There's only like 3
That
abilities. There are 2 abilities, right? There's like primary fire, secondary fire, and ultimate.
No.
Oh, and one extra thing. You got like
No, there's your guns, and each character has 4 abilities.
right.
So
Okay.
yeah, that's quite a bit actually. Yeah,
Got it.
You know
it's
what
a lot
doesn't-
more than Destiny.
You know what doesn't
Or
have
one
that
more,
problem?
I guess.
Tetris. I've been playing Tetris
Tetris
99.
How's
99?
Tetris 99?
Tetris 99, and also Tetris Effect, which I actually think I like even better than
Effect.
Yeah. You don't know what that is? It's a PS4 game. It's awesome. It's like Tetris, but really trippy and like
Kind of like Luminous. They used to have a game.
Like Pac-Man
Sort of.
Championship.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, like
Tetris.
sort of.
God, that game's so good.
do yourself a favor, and after this podcast, go look up just like a trailer or a little bit of gameplay footage of Tetris Effect, it is awesome. It's like it's a $40 game. My wife and I have been playing it. Every level has its own like visual and audio aesthetics. So like every time you shift the block over, it adds like a little bit to the music. So you're
That's
kind of like
cool.
making music as you're playing
interesting.
Tetris.
Nice.
And every time you clear a line, it adds another little effect. The more lines you clear, the greater the effect is. Some of the songs have lyrics in them. Like the first and last levels, I think are my favorite. There's a mode called Journey Mode, where every 30 or so lines you clear, depending on the difficulty. If you're on beginner mode, because we're not very good at Tetris, every 30 lines you clear, you move on to the next level. And every level has its own completely different aesthetic. And so it's kind of like a trip around the world.
Wait,
That's cool.
when did this come out?
Like the trailer for it was shown at E3, and then it came out a couple months ago.
And then they dropped Tetris 99 on top of it.
Tetris is just rolling in it.
Yeah.
Like-
It really is. Like my timeline is filled with like Tetris 99 clutch moments and stuff like that, which I have not gotten number one.
Franchise of the year, Tetris, apparently, which is awesome. Yeah, Tetris 99, I tried that out yesterday. It's great.
I need to do it.
It's so fucking good. You know, Apex is out.
And it's so good.
Apparently really good. Fortnite is going strong.
They're making money,
PUBG
that's for
is
sure.
still a thing. It's still like
Apparently.
a popular thing.
I think it's having a hard time.
The first Battle Royale, the only Battle Royale I've played so far is
Tetris
Tetris 99. I
Yeah.
have yet to play the other three.
You need to play Apex.
or the
Apex.
other like 50 because there's a ton of Battle
There's
Royales.
there's
I
so
really
many-
want to play Apex.
Apex is so good. It's exactly what I was looking for a Battle Royale. And I played a bunch of them. Sam got me into them when PUBG first dropped. So I played PUBG, tried Fortnite, was not for me. I didn't want to, so for PUBG, super realistic, super grounded,
Fortnite's
like,
the opposite.
Sam has all the distances memorized and shit for where he's
Well, you
shooting and
play
where to
it,
be
you
leading.
know it,
Anyway,
yeah.
well, the great thing about Apex is that it's still a grounded game, but with arcadey elements, and it's just the right amount of arcadey elements. Like you can do this slide down hills, and it's super fun. There's no fall damage.
It's stuff like
And-
that makes me want to play it because
Oh, yeah.
FPS games usually don't grab my attention unless the movement or something like that is
Yeah,
really fun.
like,
Like throwing down
compared to-
Yeah.
zip lines. I'm all about that. Is there wall running and stuff like there was in
You
Titanfall?
can do the
No.
you can do the
You can
run
climb up,
the
yeah.
wall a
Okay,
little bit,
because
but
the wall running was one of the more appealing things to me about Titanfall.
New
I imagine there
characters-
wouldn't be much of that.
Yeah, new
in this
characters
one.
come out here on March, like the beginning of March, and I'm pretty everyone.
Give
one
me
of them-
somebody-
One of them's gonna have that wall ride
passive
mechanic because it's
ability.
built in that engine, so it's like
Yeah.
why they already have that guy. It's the Titanfall pilot.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna
Give
be
me
there.
someone with really cool mobility.
So
And
a
they
lot
have
of
a
the
robot,
characters have
Nick.
it.
So everybody has a passive ability, then they have a Q, which usually comes up every 15 seconds or whatever, and then you have your Z,
Yeah.
which is your ultimate, right?
Yeah.
So this robot, his Q is a zip line. So he literally, it's like
You-
a zip
you
line.
just throw it down
It's a
anywhere?
personal grappling hook. So I mean,
It's a grappling hook.
So you run,
Yeah.
you grapple hook, and you can use it to
But-
use the physics to fly off stuff, and then his
physics are
ultimate,
really
Nick's
cool.
world just
yeah,
changed.
and his ultimate,
Every game needs a grappling hook.
his ultimate, you shoot points, and he creates a zip line.
Yeah.
For your whole team to
But
use.
What's
the
his name?
grappling hook, Pathfinder,
Yeah.
it's the robot. The
I'm
grappling
meaning
hook.
Pathfinder.
Yeah.
The grappling hook is a really complicated, but not too hard to get mechanic.
Yeah.
But if you get the physics of it right, he has the best mobility in the game.
Oh, it's
'Cause you
so
can
good.
just, you
All right,
slingshot.
so-
But you can
It's
fuck it
crazy.
up so bad.
Oh yeah.
All right, we got to move on, but
Play Apex.
Clearly, Apex is the game to play and not Anthem.
That's right.
Wah, wah.
I mean,
play
if you-
Tetris.
Right.
Play Anthem if you want more of that. But if you've had enough of that, you're good.
I have a
Don't
code
worry
for
about
Play
Anthem, and I
Apex,
still haven't
play
even installed
Tetris.
Yeah.
because I played the demo and it turned me off.
it. Better
so much.
yet,
I re-
pay $15 for the EA Premiere and you get Anthem for free. It's only as long as you get your subscription, and then you also get $10 of coins in Apex, which I was more happy about.
Oh shit! Really?
So yeah, I
So you
gave
can
him
try it out.
$5 to try Anthem and
Try
got
Anthem
$10
out.
Apex coins. I was like, good deal.
Nice.
That actually
Yeah,
sounds
I'm not
pretty
gonna
good,
spend.
if you're interested in
Don't
both.
spend $60-$70 on Anthem. Fuck no. Do the $15 and try it for a month. It's probably all you'll need.
Sad. All right. Well, it's time for the community death battle. Almost said battle royale.
Hey, before we get into it, speaking of community, every year we like to hang out with you guys, the community at RTX. If you guys haven't heard, we do a convention here at Rooster Teeth. It's called RTX. We do actually quite a few of them, but this one's in Austin. It's kind of like the main RTX, and we're all gonna be there and having a bunch of fun. So we want you guys to come check it out. So head over to rtxaustin.com, and you can pick up your weekend pass for you and friends. And then it's July 5th through 7th, and that's rtxaustin.com. Seriously, guys, like we'll have a death battle panel. I'm sure there'll be all sorts of other fun, wacky stuff. Well, it's one of my favorite things. If you've never been to a convention before, like I love going to conventions because you get to meet up with like a bunch of friends, and just it's a great source where everybody has something in common.
RTX is also a good first convention.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of people I've met there tell me that like I've never been to a convention before. I've only been like small gatherings and stuff like that.
And they're like, "Are you having fun?" And they're like,
Yeah.
"Fuck yeah, man!" Like,
Yeah, especially if you're really interested in other RT content or learning about other RT content. And now with the old Screw Attack gang being a part of Rooster Teeth in so many different ways, you're on Shorts, you're a part of Inside Gaming. We're all over the place now, and we'd love to explore those places with you at RTX. So definitely come join us there if you can. It's a lot of fun.
yeah, it's rtxaustin.com. I gotta go check it out if you're looking for something to do this summer. It's a lot of fun. So yeah. All right, now let's talk about. Okay, dude, I have been so looking forward to this community death
Really?
battle. Yeah, because
Okay.
like it's insane. There's no way that this is gonna be determined. Like this is one of the things that we've talked about doing forever, and I don't know if we'll ever be able to settle this.
Oh boy! All right, this community death battle is Daffy versus Donald, Disney versus WB. It is this. Yeah, this one's gonna be crazy. Apparently, we actually have 4 answers from you guys.
Dude, I saw some
So-
people tweeting at me too. Like
There were some really good.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, with Community Death Battle, what we usually do is we present a matchup to you guys, and you let us know who you think should win and why using hashtag DeathBattleCast on Twitter. So we got 2 answers for Daffy and 2 answers from Donald. So let's go ahead and bring up the first Daffy one from Bo Levine. And Bo says, Daffy should take this. He scales to Bugs Bunny, who not only has consistently broken the 4th wall, but has even become the very animator itself, themselves, whilst Donald has been portrayed to be inferior to Mickey Mouse, who hasn't been able to replicate such a feat.
Okay, a big thing with that, I feel like a big thing that Donald doesn't have going for him is because when you look at Mickey in Kingdom Hearts, he is clearly like scales more powerful than Donald. And so because of that, I don't think any Mickey feats are going to scale to Donald.
Well,
Whereas,
we'll get to that.
Okay.
Donald has a pretty crazy powerful feat.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And also, like,
ridiculously
and also,
powerful.
whenever it comes to like Bugs and Daffy in a conflict, Bugs wins. Always.
Yeah,
Like,
but
so it's hard to say that they scale exactly because like Bugs always has the upper hand. You've never seen Daffy become the animator.
has
That was
Daffy
well,
ever been
has he?
like...
I don't think so.
For some reason, I think Daffy got like roasted once, like literally, like
He did,
Elmer Fudd
100
caught him.
multiple times. Yeah.
Okay, so he has died.
Daffy's been
No, but then he
shot-
comes back. He's
Well,
fine.
he's reincarnated, but does that count?
in that-
Like if you turn him into roast duck, he's
No, he's
Is that
still
the end
alive
of
when
the
he was
death-
roasted.
But is that
Oh,
the end of the
fuck.
death battle?
yeah.
Do we count that as an ending?
I don't know.
That's the thing. I don't question. either
I
one.
mean, all he has to do is grab his little wing and just blow on it, and then his feathers will pop back out, and he'll be fine.
I don't
Feeling
question
fed kind of thing.
anyone's like strength in this fight already because they're both cartoons and they're going to be hella strong. It's just which one can die is what
I
I,
know.
want to know.
I would say the fact that Bugs Bunny has become the animator, assuming that Daffy can do the same, is not actually scaling. That's giving
Right.
him a power that somebody else has.
Right, exactly.
So I kind of gotta.
The only
not
way,
necessarily
You
something
think
we can
the only
they're
way-
probably scalable on like their ability to be hit by a hammer. Like that seems fair. Like
well, anyway, let's go ahead and bring up the second Daffy answer, which comes from I'm gonna mess this up. Jeremiah Fenris. They say Daffy Duck and the reason why Daffy Duck should win, and the reason why is because he tanked an explosion that blew an entire planet, and he even survived a black hole. And not to mention that there was one time that he even bested Bugs Bunny himself.
when did he best Bugs Bunny?
I don't know.
There was. I used to
like-
watch a lot of Looney Tunes back in the day when I was a little kid.
I'm sure at some point he has. This series has been around for ages.
Yeah.
I like that he blew an entire planet. That's just
Yeah, well, that's when he was
There's a character
blew
limit,
up an
so-
entire planet. But I think the typo's
Yeah.
funny.
Sure. Well, that one was from
Sure.
when he was against Marvin the Martian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It ended, and there's like
Duck
a
Rogers,
little
right?
shred of
Yeah,
a
like
planet
just a
left, and they're just
shard,
hanging
yeah.
from
Duck Dodgers.
tree roots or something like that. Yeah, Duck Dodgers in the 24th and a half century.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
classic.
He's got a laser gun. How does that work?
The disintegrator.
Yeah,
Well,
disintegrate. So hey,
Daffy's disintegrator gun disintegrates itself. Though.
what's that shit from Roger Rabbit that kills cartoons?
The
Oh,
dip?
Dip. Thank you. Yeah. I feel like that would have to come into play. Also, is Roger Rabbit Warner Brothers? I'm wondering if it's in universe because if
Well, they both appear in Roger Rabbit, don't they? For the the piano.
oh yeah,
the piano duel.
Donald
there
Duck
is-
doesn't, but Daffy does, I think. Right?
There is Disney and
Am I-
Warner Brothers
Am I
crossover.
just remembering
in
that wrong?
movie.
I thought both of them are there.
No, yeah, the two of them are.
Yeah, they have a piano.
They're
duel.
both there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so they both theoretically could have access to Dip.
Yeah.
That is
Theoretically,
like.
but they didn't actually have access to it in the movies, so
I know, but I don't think there's gonna be an end unless
Well,
we
it
get some
was
Dip.
destroyed,
It's,
wasn't
it's
it?
either it either ends with Dip or I'm sure they've both had moments in their cartoons where they flash forward to like a hypothetical future where they're old and decrepit.
Yes.
whoever
it could last
ages
that long too.
diabolical.
Yeah.
whoever ages out first. All right, well, let's go ahead and bring up the answers for Donald. First one from Chris Haddock, who says, "The Duck of Doom, anybody? Thanos versus Darkseid has
Oh,
nothing
shit.
compared to what Donald could do in this episode.
I
of Quack-
forgot about that.
And all of that just to get his nephews to clean their room. And it worked.
Yeah, I forgot. He grabs up all the planets and puts them in Saturn's rings as a slingshot.
Yes.
Fuck. That's ludicrous. Okay, yeah, sure, whatever. Like, I guess we're doing that.
And then just
Sure.
to amp the ante even more for Donald, let's go ahead.
Is
and
this the
bring
moon
up-
one?
So this is, I guess this is actually just from Reddit, not even a submission. But I think I think some people did send this in, a link to this Reddit post. So Donald Duck can use Zeta Flare. Now this requires some explanation. The strongest flare attack in the Square Enix universe is Flare. But Zeta Flare is 1 quadrillion times more powerful than Mega Flare. And Mega Flare, I believe, has the power of a nuclear warhead.
Is Bahamut's signature.
Bahamut deleted Final Fantasy, holy crap, I can't read
14.
that. 14, yes, X1V 14 with Terraflare, an entire universe with Terraflare. An attack
I'm reading
that
the
only the most
italicized.
powerful beings in the Final Fantasy universe can use.
Bahamut literally killed a video game with his attack. Donald used
So,
Zeta Flare.
He used Zeta Flare. Now, I believe Zeta Flare also killed Donald in, like, it was basically a suicide move, but it is, like,
Wait,
a massively powerful move that can obliterate entire universes.
So theoretically, that should be able to kill Daffy. Do you just? I don't know. I mean, was it Daffy or Donald? Somebody tweeted at me with them shooting the moon. Like they got mad at it and whipped out a gun and shot
That's
the
Daffy.
moon out of existence.
Daffy has a gun that can blow up the moon. It's just like a gun. It's like a standard looking
Yeah.
rifle.
Yeah.
It's not
that's
even
the
like
thing. Like they are so like because I'm sure the thing is like Donald would use like Zeta Flare, and then Daffy would be a roast duck, and then he would blow on his wing and be cool again. Like that's the thing about these characters. I don't think they die.
Right, like you see the universe all implode and get deleted and whatever, and then like the hand pops out and pulls itself back. It's like, hey, it's you know.
Well,
Like,
you want to talk about like the planets thing? We can go back to the was it Duck Amuck? That's I think it was called Duck
Duck-a-Muck
Amuck,
is the cartoon where Bugs
was
erasing him.
messing with all of existence and like collapsing the screen on him. Daffy's
Yep.
whatever. It's a bunch of sight gags and stuff, obviously, but
Daffy still
that's the most
resisted it.
comparable thing I think.
Well, Daffy still resisted it. That's the thing is you got to think about
Bugs completely erased Daffy,
But
he
then he
still
would always
existed as a voice.
But then he would always draw him back. But then when Bugs tried to do he dropped the end or whatever. Daffy pushes it out of the way. So it's like also breaking reality. I don't know, dude. This is
if he can-
impossible.
yeah, exactly.
Like,
If he can be erased and still exist, like what are you gonna do? Like,
yeah, if we're
But
going
can he
by,
do anything when he's erased?
no.
no, he's just a voice.
So I mean that would be kind of a ring out situation,
well,
which
he
would
could
classify as a victory. I
He
would say.
could drive Donald insane to the point where he would try and kill himself. We know that's on brand for Donald. So
It's kind of on brand for
It's true.
for Daffy too. Not as much of a defining characteristic though.
Donald gets sadder than Daffy. That's
well, and then that little they had those wartime shorts. Like Donald
Right, I know,
does
100%.
try and shoot himself in the head because he thinks his legs are gone.
I know.
Like so, I think there's an argument there, but
So
Daffy.
it sounds like this ultimately comes down to Donald just having an incredible amount of just like raw power available to him as Duck of Doom and with Zeta Flare, and then Daffy is just indestructible.
Yes, and the thing we didn't talk about too is that the Warner Brothers Looney Tunes characters are much craftier. They're masters of disguise. Like, you want to talk
Are
about
they just stupid enough to fall for all that?
I mean, I would
Every
say
one of
Donald
them
is probably stupid enough to fall.
Oh,
for all that, too.
100%. Yeah, like,
He's
you know,
not the brightest character.
Daffy pops on that tight-fitting dress and the cabana head, you know, the hat, and then, like, you know, I can see it happening.
I think
Him being tricked, not not duck sex.
Yeah, how
That's how this battle ends. Just duck sex.
how I think it's
got it.
is it Virginia right now who's having a lot of problems politically speaking because the
Yeah.
governors are because that's happened with should they resign Daffy Duck? I'm pretty sure he's done blackface before. Is what I'm getting at here.
What the?
What?
That's in the fucking. They have those cartoons where they do that. The cartoons are that old.
yes.
Yeah, but Daffy,
Should he resign?
But the
Daffy's
relevance-
already black, dude.
well, okay, yeah, but I don't think like that.
Oh no!
In those cartoons, though, they did that.
Abort!
Okay,
So
we're
anyway,
not
let's see
gonna
what
talk
the
about
poll determined.
Let's look at
Let's
it.
go and bring up the poll.
I think some of them are racist.
Daffy Duck over Donald.
Really?
Not much
Okay.
of a margin.
much.
I
close.
disagree, even though I do like Daffy Duck's cartoons more than Donald Duck's. I feel like most likely Donald Duck's got the more power here.
I
We'll
feel
see.
like
I don't know.
Donald has more content, especially recently too, which a lot of times helps.
Donald, would
The
probably
more
have
shit you
content
get
to use.
into, the more crazy
But
things that happen typically.
I don't know if a lot of his content is going to quite reach the same level of zaniness that Daffy has. Like Looney Tunes is always crazy.
right.
Like everything is always off the wall,
Insane.
ridiculous.
You
Whereas,
Slap a black hole, pull it out of your pocket. Yeah, like,
whereas
Yes.
the world of Mickey Mouse can be tame.
It's just
It
like
can
a
be like a
retelling of the
normal-
Three Musketeers or something
Yeah.
like that.
oh shit! Does Daffy have access? Or sorry, does Donald have access to Toodles?
What?
So, Toodles is like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Deus Ex Machina, and that is that like we've encountered a problem. Oh, Toodles, and it comes flying in, and it has
What is Toodles? Who is Toodles?
it is a robotic Mickey Mouse head that floats,
Oh,
and it has
Yeah.
a screen, and so it's like you have.
Is it
I think that'd be
sentient?
too
It
much
always
to
gives you the tools you need to solve your problems. You get to choose them. Like, you know, what are our mouse-ka-tools? And it's like a rake, a hose, the mystery mouse-ka-tool. And you're like, we've encountered a giant pile of leaves on the road. We can't get past it. Let's call Toodles. And it's like, which should we use? And they're like, the rake. And then you just get a fucking rake, and he does it. But there's always the mystery mouse-ka-tool when you're like, none of these things apply to our current situation. Mystery mouse-ka-tool, and he's like, here's spring-loaded shoes that will jump you over the wall. Like, it just gives you the solution to your problems.
So you think
I'm
Toodles might just
wondering.
provide the dip?
I'm wondering if he could call
I mean,
Toodles.
is Toodles sentient?
Yes,
and
And it's
anybody can
outside
call
help.
Toodles. So
But-
I don't
but
know if
any-
it would
well,
necessarily count.
only-
But it might end up having to come down to that because neither of them might have the capabilities
Yeah.
to fight to utterly destroy
kill
each
each
other.
other, yeah.
So we might have to bend the rules a little bit so that they can call upon other sources, not necessarily other characters. I would say because that might be too far.
I mean it is a
But-
robot. They can call. They have to call Toodles, but then it comes to them.
And
It's
he
on-
can call it not just Mickey. Like anyone can call it.
I mean,
Yeah,
we
anyone-
could classify
any-
it as say like a Zord.
It's kind of like that.
Like,
any of
it's
the
a mech you can call upon, like you could, or like a summon in Final
Donald,
Fantasy.
Yeah.
Donald also has a mech too, doesn't he?
I'm pretty sure he's got a bitching car and making the roaster.
All right,
roadster
we already
racers.
got the answer from
Yeah.
the poll.
All right,
Okay.
whatever.
So
This
but that
will
is
never be
interesting to
settled,
think
I'm
about.
telling you.
I mean, maybe we'll have a sequel at some point. We'll discuss this again.
If we actually do this as a death battle, it's gonna be.
Well,
Well, we
speaking
bring
of
down
which,
Rooster Teeth.
let's go ahead and bring up the community death battle for next week, which is going to be because of all this Disney shit that's happening.
It's Elsa versus Iceman, isn't it?
No,
Oh,
it's
really?
going to be the thing that we've talked about for ages and that we really want to do.
Yes.
Which thing?
Let's do it.
Yes.
As a community death battle.
All right, fine.
It's time to talk about the Disney Princess Battle
Battle
Royale.
Royale.
Because we also have a Battle Royale coming up. So it's like, it makes sense. We got to do
Perfect
this.
timing.
So the one thing so we need to clarify which characters are going to be in this Battle Royale. Because we could go with the Disney Princess, like, brand line, but that doesn't have the current ones because they're too popular for it. So like Moana isn't part of it. Elsa and Anna aren't part of it. Do we include them?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Here's the only.
Do we include Elsa?
Here's the only thing, and that's that you know how long we've wanted to do this battle, and you and I have talked about this, and we've already done some research into this.
Elsa probably wins. Like that's
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
We.
There's some really powerful.
I already know how this fight's
things.
gonna go. Like we've looked into so much shit. So all right, I'm
How about
tapping
this?
out.
How about this? We just do the current Disney princess line.
So that's. I'm
Snow
just gonna start
White,
rattling them off: Snow White, Ariel, Belle,
Pocahontas.
Mulan, right? Tiana from Princess and the Frog, Aurora from Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella. It's 8.
Yes. So it is.
Cripes.
Here's a list right now. Oh my God, it's a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11. Holy shit, there's a lot more than I thought there was gonna be. So it is Belle, Rapunzel, Ariel, Tiana, Snow White, Cinderella, Aurora, Merida, Pocahontas, Jasmine, and Mulan.
Okay,
11 characters. You can just
Real
look
quick.
up Disney princess
Okay, really
line
quick.
Got
to
it,
find
got
the
it.
list of all of them.
Got to establish some ground rules real fast. Do they get access to their animal helper?
I say yes.
Okay.
Because I think that would be part of their arsenal. Like, I would say you can
Mulan has
include
Mushu,
things from the movies that they would use, or
Ariel
from the
has
cartoon
Sebastian.
shows. Like Ariel, Ariel should probably also have the trident.
if
I would
Ariel
say.
has the
That's
fucking
fucking
trident,
insane,
that's
though.
the thing. She
Mulan
wins if she
has
has
their
it.
father's weapons. Like,
You can't get.
Once again,
Snow White can call the forest.
Okay,
yeah,
can.
like we
She
gotta
has
we give them powers. And
I know,
abilities.
I know,
So
I know.
it's like she has animal friends. She has a cool sword. Ariel controls the fucking ocean.
It can
Like,
shoot lightning and
Yeah,
grow to be 100 stories
But then-
tall.
But you know how you deal with that? You just don't fight at the ocean. You just go onto land.
Yo, she'll flood wherever the fuck you is. Like, unless you're on
There's a lot more
fucking-
ocean than
if
there
you're
is
on top of
land.
Everest or something, maybe. But yeah, like
Well, okay. Ariel uses the trident at one point in the cartoon. Whatever her limits are there, maybe apply that. I don't know.
I mean, Mulan and Mushu probably have a chance, but like
Military
Belle,
Snow White can call
Belle's
upon
gonna get fucking
nature.
wrecked.
Does Belle get
Belle has
access to
books?
Yeah, that's all she got. She only has her intelligence because Beast is now a human.
Yeah, we couldn't include Beast. Like that's a whole nother sense.
Well, I didn't know if she counted as her animal friend, but if she counted as her animal friend.
She's certainly it's his animal friend for a minute there, but
Oh no!
that's more like
Rapunzel has
teapot.
a
Was
crazy
Rapunzel?
hair.
Was Rapunzel on that list?
Yeah, Rapunzel's one of them.
Okay, so
This is before her hair gets cut.
yeah, well, before her hair
I
gets
would, yeah,
cut,
I would say at their peak potential,
peak potential,
So-
full hair,
full hair,
uh,
peak hair.
and then she's got Pascal.
Should make like a hair boat.
Ooh!
Like,
So what happens if they have multiple animal friends? Because in Tangled, for example, Pascal, she has Pascal, which is the chameleon, and then she also has Maximus, the horse.
I would say we would. Well, Maximus doesn't belong to her.
He does eventually.
Does he?
true.
He ditches the guard guy, and then he's like at their wedding and shit.
I would say we can
Anyway.
if we're including Raja for Jasmine, which I think needs to happen.
Oh god, now I just picture the
then
tiger just
we
mauling
have to-
Maximus. Like,
Either way,
the horse.
we gotta just leave this to the community because
Yeah.
we're well over
Does
time.
Jasmine get carpet?
So
Yeah, why not?
okay, that's gonna
And
help.
I would say any items or animal helpers that have been involved with them in some way that
The
they
magic
would
lamp.
reasonably be able to call upon.
Does Will Smith
She never
come out
uses
of
the magic
Yeah.
lamp. She never gets a wish from the genie. And also the
Sure.
genie is another person. Like I would say other people, no.
Animals,
Animals,
sure.
yes.
Okay.
So like other people characters cannot be involved. Genie, Aladdin, they're out. The Beast for Belle is out. But their little animal friends, any tools they use in the movies or the cartoons or comics or whatever, a lot of these characters have way more content than anyone would ever expect.
Yep.
I
wanna see
Some of the movies
Cinderella's-
have ridiculous numbers of sequels.
I want to see Cinderella's mice do some damage.
Oh,
What you
fuck.
guys
Does
come
she
up
get okay? This is the final thing because I know we're gonna move on. Does Cinderella get access to her fairy godmother?
Another person.
Ooh.
That's another person.
It is another person, but
Oh, it's the genie rules, kind of. Well, she
But it's
actually
her
is the
own personal
godmother.
fairy godmother, whereas anybody could wish for the genie.
Yeah, what-
the fairy godmother is always looking out for Cinderella specifically.
yeah,
what are the
But
rules
it's
of the
another
fairy
person.
godmother?
No, she just shows the fuck up and is just like, I'll help you fix your life. Because you're in a shit.
is she
doesn't show
off
up
to help
again.
someone else after it's done though?
So the fairy godmothers, the three, there's three of them, and they appear in lots of other Disney. I'm like well equipped for this because I have children.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
If the fairy godmother is honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards yes, just because she doesn't really have whole lot of else
Going for her?
going for her.
Okay.
If the fairy godmother is exclusive to her, I would say yes. If anybody can call upon it, like the genie, then no. I think that makes
I just
sense.
confused them in my mind. So there's the fairy godmother from Cinderella, who's like the lady in the blue apron who looks like very grandmotherly. And then there's the 3 fairy godmothers that look after Aurora
That's right.
in Sleeping Beauty.
Ooh.
All right, whatever. Figure it out. Hashtag Death Battle Cast. Let us know who you think will win.
Yeah, if you can make a good argument for Cinderella to win with the fairy godmother, sure, we would totally take that.
We're gonna have to use straw poll or something that allows for more than 4
Yeah, oh yeah, I
things
didn't
for
even think about
the
this.
Twitter poll.
Yeah,
I'm
it can
pretty
only do
sure.
Twitter because it can only do 4 things.
I think there's 4 easy picks in there you can put up, but we'll see.
Well, we'll figure. Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Like
I don't
Snow
know.
White is fucked, yo. Like Snow White, we don't need to put Snow White on the poll.
Unless, what if she starts singing and it turns Raja against Jasmine?
Okay, yeah, and then what's she do against fucking Ariel?
Turn all the sharks and the whales against
She
her.
controls the ocean.
Ariel
I think
can't
she's
even
got
get
it.
out. Oh,
I
guess
don't know.
She
out.
can get out. She can later. She can just become a mermaid or not.
That's right.
And especially if she has the trident, she can do that whenever she
And
wants.
also, it's like the
She's gonna
second she
fuck
starts
everyone up.
fucking singing, like it's like, oh, Snow White's singing, zap lightning, like we're fucking done, zap, like
Well, that's if
Lightning.
That's if she can use the trident's power like that. I don't actually know if she can.
yeah,
right, we'll see.
let's
All
just
right,
go.
all right, whatever.
All right. You can let us know who you think should win using hashtag DeathMetalCast on Twitter. And we will definitely dedicate a lot of time next episode, I think, to this because
Oh, boy.
it's gonna be an intense discussion for the Disney Princess Battle Royale. Again, you can find all the Disney princesses who are going to be part of this by just Googling Disney Princess brand or Disney Princess line. It is specifically those Disney princesses, not Elsa or Moana, because they're too popular for their own good, basically.
Or Leia, sadly.
Leia is not
would be
one
a
of the
dope
Disney
one.
princesses.
Yes.
Because again, this is a brand that is literally just designed to keep these characters around and
Yep.
not die off
Yep.
in terms of popularity.
They all have children now too. There's a show called The Descendants. We'll talk about that in the post show.
yeah.
Weird.
Anyway, thank you guys for joining us for another episode of Death Battle Cast. Next week, we get the Mega Man Battle Royale. Stay tuned
Bye.
for that. And we will see you here next week to talk about that episode.